Hi, I'm Shanna, and I'm excited to share the latest titles we're adding to the Stadia portfolio.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Smash JT.
My team and I have been traveling all over the world. For years, we've been meeting with the best developers and publishers with the goal of bringing more of your favorite games to Stadia.
I hope you like video games because I like video games and we should play them because video games are good.
Our first video is with CD Projekt Red, who are making one of the most anticipated games of 2020. And it's coming to Stadia. Let's take a look.
Yes.
JT.
Okay, maybe it wasn't that bad, but Shanna Prevé, the person who was in charge of talking about the Google Stadia today, the Stadia Connect, it kind of fell flat. She came across as like a lifeless robot, some sort of humanoid that wasn't even from this planet, trying to sound excited about these games and get people hyped, but you could tell it was just all marketing talk and somebody who was just trying to do their job instead of actually be excited about video games, which I feel like that's kind of the problem right now with the Google Stadia. Well, another problem in addition to everything on the mountain of issues they're having already, the biggest one being they don't have any unique IPs to get people to move over to the Google Stadia right now, so they're just rehashing all of these other AAA titles that are available on plentiful consoles already, or games that will be coming to all these consoles in the near future. So that in itself makes it really hard to differentiate Google Stadia from anything else out there without some original IPs, some unique brands. Platform exclusives this thing does not have. Yet. Now we know Google is working on games in the background, they haven't necessarily told people about them yet, but as far as this Google Stadia Connect was today, what the hell was the point of all that? I'm going to try to unpack this as basic as possible, but that Google Stadia Connect failed hard because of how lifeless Shanna was when talking about these games. Didn't help that there weren't any console exclusives or platform exclusives for it, but every time they were introducing a new game, I just saw crazy eyes. I don't know, maybe I'm just being real. Every time the camera zoomed in on her, it was just crazy eyes. Deer in the headlight, I don't know what I'm doing, just talking to the camera. Here are some video games. I hope you guys like them because you guys like video games. That's why you came to watch this, right?
We've been to Japan, England, Germany, the US, Canada, and most recently Poland.
It showed the true colors behind what's going on with the Google Stadia. They are doing this for the money. And yes, every game company out there does it for the money, but they don't slap you over the top of the head with that. At least there's a little bit of feigned impression that there's a passion behind the games with these corporations. Larry Herb, Reggie Fils-Aimé, all of these major bigwigs at these companies ultimately care about the video games. They have a passion for the fun and entertainment they bring to people's lives. And something that nobody's really talking about right now is the problem with Google Stadia is everything around it sounds right. It walks the walk, it talks the talk. But then when you actually dig a little bit deeper, you notice that there's no passion there. There's nothing making people excited about the platform. Nothing exclusive. They just want to be the biggest company on the planet and take as much money from people as possible. And you gotta think, I know this Shanna girl, she's done a lot of work for Google. I looked her up on LinkedIn. She's been there for like 9 years, doing a lot of corporate work for them. She's also worked at YouTube in the past, so she's got the paperwork to prove that she should be where she is. But when the lights turn on and the action is there, yikes! You guys need to hire a hype person that can get a little bit more excited and interested about these games. That actually, when they talk, they're not just reading straight from a script. That they have a passion for everything they're talking about and give reasons to the audience as to why they should care about it as well. Do these games look great? Sure they do. Cyberpunk 2077 coming to Google Stadia. Awesome. Borderlands 3 also coming to Google Stadia. Great. What is making people want to make the jump over to the Google Stadia that isn't already present right now with the consoles they already own? Like I've talked about in my previous rants against the Google Stadia, it may do well long term, but current gen, there is nothing to make people want to make the leap. Everybody already has consoles. They already have an established brand they're connected to. So right now, introducing all of these games that are already in plentiful supply on other consoles isn't much of a buying buying proposition for the consumer. Now, sure, Google Stadia is free to use until you want to actually buy some of the games. But there are a ton of issues with just getting people interested to buy those games on a platform that nobody's even guaranteed to be able to play them in the future on down the road anyways. What if Google Stadia fails? There is no backup plan. There are no, here's what happens to all your purchases type thing, which is the biggest problem surrounding the launch of the Google Stadia. Maybe if they got a hype person that did a better job than Shanna, maybe would have given the emotion and gotten people a little bit more behind them. Like, look at Reggie Fils-Aimé. The guy was playing the 3DS. He was truly a part and passion with this. The Wii U, even though it might not have done so well, you could tell the hype person behind it actually cared about the games. Why is it so hard for one of the biggest, if not the biggest companies in the world to hire a hype person? Somebody who is good at talking about games, that has a passion about them, and wants to actually stand in front of a camera and say, here's why you should care about these games. Here's why I'm excited about it. Here are the reasons you should make the change and come over to Google Stadia. Make the transition from everything you used to do on consoles onto this cool new innovative platform that uses internet. Although it was a very laggy internet when they tried doing the live stream, hopefully not foreshadowing for things to come with the Google Stadia, but there's a lot of things that need to be figured out, especially when it comes to internet plans and data caps and a lot of other things that Google Stadia hasn't really touched on like they should have with how big of a deal this will be if it's successful. Anyways, that's where I'm going to leave this video. There are a ton of issues that I have with the Google Stadia, and watching the Stadia Connect today with Shanna trying to hype them was just awkward, painful, and most of all, cringeworthy. It really shouldn't feel like work talking about video games if you have a passion behind them. If you care about games so much, it carries your job. You talk about them because you have a passion for them, not because you're getting a paycheck at the end of the week for it. At least that's how I feel about this. That's where I'm going to leave the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.